Hi, I'm Vanessa. Welcome to my sewing room. So I got this beautiful felted wool from Boho Fabrics, and I have to tell you, look how beautiful that is. So this is going to help me solve a really big problem I'm having, is I keep getting cold at the grocery store, and every so often I come out of the refrigerators after getting milk or produce, and I see these blanket scarves, and they're always a really good deal. And this one right here is a cashmere blend, has 5% cashmere. It does have 2% wool, but most of it's just polyester. And here's another one, again, cashmere blend. But the worst offender of all is my most recent one. And this is when I knew I needed to change. So this one right here is supposed to be a wool. And it has wool in the name. It says green label, so you think it's nice and natural. 100% polyester. So let's get to work on this boho fabric and make a wonderful blanket scarf that I can wear to the store. So the pattern I decided to use today is Ellie Mac's Free Spirit Shawl pattern. When cutting really thick fabric like this, I want to actually make sure that my cut lines are lining up with my mat. So I'm going to make sure that the top of my mat is lined up with this section, and then my side panel is right here. You can also see that this line is a little bit under the 1 inch. So we're going to lay out the fabric, and I have all 4 pieces of this right here. And I'm actually just going to mark with chalk right here. That's going to be instead of sewing a shoulder seam. Like I said, I don't want to waste any of this. So I know that line's right here. So if I can't see it once I put my fabric on, but when you lift it up, I know right where to lay it. And I'm just going to mark it right here and right here. Okay. Let's start cutting out the width of this fabric. So my chalk is actually matching really well, but I can see I have a line right here and I have a line right here as well. So I'm going to lay my fabric flat and line up right here. Now this fabric is still pretty thick, so I'm going to use my plastic. Let me move that over. And I'm going to add about 1/2 inch right here because of the thickness of this fabric. I even put a new blade on for this. I am just that excited. So again, we're adding 1/2 inch. Make sure we line that up all the way down. So I've flipped my pattern and I flipped my fabric. And right here, you can see that it looks like my fabric's about 1/2 inch too far over. But when I move my fabric, can you see this line right here? This is the actual cut line. So that's why you line up your lines with your mat when your fabric's thick and not just your fabric. So you want both points. So on the back side, we're gonna have it on the fold, but on the front side, we need it to open so we can actually get into this. So again, I'm going to take my measuring, and I know that this is gonna be 1/2 inch more to the interior than what the actual pattern says. And right here, so we're gonna be about right here. And we're just going to do the nice little slope, just like the pattern has, and we're going to start coming down. Watching our fingers. Okay. Now we need to cut our other side. So again, we're just going to line up with where we were and cut the other side. We're also not going to waste this. I'm going to show you how to do a nice stitch on my next video to make a beautiful wool scarves. So here we are at the serger, and we're going to actually do all the sides. Because this fabric is thicker, we're going to make sure we elongate our stitches. I'm going to go to about a 4. And we're still going to use a straight stitch. So I have just recently replaced my needle, and we're going to just fold our fabric over, and we're just going to roll hem. I gotta like make sure I cut off all these long tails. As you can see right here, we're just roll hemming it. So we're folding it over twice. I'm just lining it up right here. We're gonna keep rolling this as we go. We're also gonna be very careful not to pull on the fabric. So let's talk about how to care for wool fabric. So not only is it beautiful, but it wears great, but we want to make sure that we're not shrinking it in the wash. So first, you want to buy some wool detergent, and you can either hand wash this, or you can wash it on your most delicate setting in cold water and your washing machine. Now try to remove as much water as you can, and then just lay flat on a towel to dry. I'm feeling warmer already. One of the reasons why I picked this shawl or blanket scarf is because I wanted to pick an outerwear type of garment for this. Something that I wasn't going to need to wash too much. If you're doing a shirt or a pair of pants, you're going to need to wash those a lot more. Also, when I'm cooking onions or garlic, I want something that I can easily remove. Unfortunately, a lot of times when I'm cooking onions or garlic or something that has a ton of smell, I'll switch into pajamas so I don't get that throughout all my clothes. And then people knock at my door and then they judge me. So thank you, Amazon. No, I'm just teasing. It's usually my neighbors, and they're like, isn't it nice to be in your pajamas at 5 o'clock? And it's like, oh no, dinner is just getting started and I have a whole house to clean. So I always like to make sure that when I'm cooking, I'm wearing clothes that's not gonna hold that scent, and I'm gonna have to wash them over and over again. So this is one of those things that I'm not gonna be sauteing onions in. Let's go get this styled up. So here is my first look. I've switched to black shoes, a black shirt, and a black belt. Here's look 2. A little black dress, black boots, and my blanket scarf. So not only did I get this amazing scarf blanket, but I also got 2 additional scarves that will take just a little bit of work and they'll be ready to go. Now this is the only piece of fabric that will be wasted out of the 2 yards that I got. So I think that's pretty awesome. What do you think? Thank you for watching.